Uh, I'm still trying to figure out what the dork means to me as a person. The fact that this actually goes into the details is a really useful page. Hmm. And in sitting with this stuff and working through more images again, because that's what I was doing over here, is just made a recording of me working through some stuff. And creating the highlights reel, I realized something. Hey, I felt my most childish form of love and my most paternal, mature form of love at the exact same time. For me, that childish and form of love was the source of all the corruptive desires and or the possessiveness. That kind of immature understanding of love where it's like mine. And that can be fun to play with if you've got someone if you it's someone you trust. So long as they don't erase your agency or your ability to exist as a person. Meanwhile, on the more maternal and mature side of my love for the dense stork, I was wanting to protect them from getting hurt. You can see where the issue starts to fucking contradict itself right there. Overwhelming attachments. What other things have I figured out? Oh yeah. Uh, I viewed the dense stork as being more mature in terms of practicality and like the ability to navigate the world around them for like the practical physical world than I am. But I also saw them as less emotionally mature than me, not because as they're inherently childish, no, just because they just don't think things through and are rather dense. So the same conclusions I get to pretty quickly might take them a while. In that sense, I'm the older sibling. The fact that I considered her like an older sibling and I also wanted to get up to mischief is an interesting detail in and of itself. Not sure how to feel about that. I can definitely say the requests for mischief were me feeling like I was capable of losing that person at any time and I wanted to hold on. But at the same time, I was also from the other end of the spectrum trying to let go in recognition and respect that the other person would probably just see me as a background character and move on, probably have no lasting interest with me. And oh, I'm still kind of processing everything as I make this video, little by little. But I do want to make this video because I want to show that even if I can't be there, even if I messed a whole bunch of things up and made mistakes that I don't like, got people I cared about hurt, that everything did matter to me. That everything mattered so much it was overwhelming. I had a big sister and a little sister at the same time in different aspects. I had a social home that felt safe alongside a social home that was shared with the person I cared about and not wanting to break that social home or divide it by trying to draw anyone onto my side. Some of the best moments of my life, not all of them, but some of the best moments and memories of my life were from that time of just hanging out with those gremlins and dorks and goobers. One of my coping strategies over time was definitely me taking that feeling of love I felt for the dunce dork and instead of it directing it at the dork since they weren't ready or wanting to receive it, as far as I could tell, in the form I wanted to give it, I was like, okay, since I can't be reasonable around this person, even though I care about them, let's take these feelings, hold on to them, and then consciously shift our focus onto other people so that way we can dilute those feelings across new connections and interests and dynamics. And that worked well enough to the point where I felt like I was safe enough to tell the dork to keep me locked. I did such a horrible job of communicating along the entire way. And there was so little room for communication along the entire way that I could take the pain, I could take the driving spike of them no longer being in my life and them not thinking very good of me back then. I could take that so long as I still had my social home. In them speaking up, I lost that social home, and that was like a force multiplier to everything. It broke me. It broke me in a way that I'm still healing from. I'm still learning to understand and regulate around. Is I don't like how I made the dense dork feel small. I never wanted to make them feel small. I just didn't know how to interact with them or approach them. So yeah, that's everything I've figured out so far.